Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, makes, and sizes, the Coon Prairie Ramblers are still in the house, circled up, and we're ready to continue talking about weddings, June weddings, marriages, and whatnot. Hey, you know what? The cutest wedding I ever saw was between an 80-year-old widow and an 80-year-old widower, or they were both in their 80s. That was something. And the most exciting thing about it, at the end when the preacher says, "You may kiss the bride."
Oh, yeah?
Man.
Here, let me put my teeth in.
They locked up, and we were getting nervous.
They threw a lip lock on
us?
us?
Oh, my goodness. It was sloppy.
Did you have to hit them with a garden hose?
Have to what?
Hit them with a garden hose.
Yeah.
Break them up.
Yeah, throw some punch on them, man.
Yeah, I think what do you call it? The groom made the toast with a bottle of Geritol.
Yeah. No,
I tell you what, when I was young, my father always told me, he said, it's just as easy to fall in love with a rich girl as it is a poor one.
That's
but
good.
I never listened to that advice.
Ooh.
And I gave my sons the same advice. I said, son, it is just as easy to fall in love with a rich girl as it is a poor one. And they didn't listen to me
That's
either.
good advice.
I didn't know any rich girls.
I heard of them.
Yeah. I saw them on TV.
Well, in all these years that we've all been...
What advice did you get for marriage, Jenny?
I'm trying to think. Preacher tried to talk me out of it just before we went in. Are you sure this is what you want to do? You've only been dating 4 months now. You stay right here. I will go in there, no problem, and I will tell them that it's off.
Really?
That's what he said.
You should have said, do you know something that I don't know?
That's what I should have said. No, it's on with the show.
Wow.
Let's light this candle.
Marched on down the aisle.
And it seems to have worked out pretty good for you.
Yeah, she's put up with me
So
a
far.
long time. I've kept her fooled a long time, so
How long's it been now?
I'm blessed. It'll be 38 this year.
Oh, wow. Well, I think you did good.
Yeah, I'm too old to try again, so this is it. I just keep her
If you
talked to
could take
putting up
some
with
of
me.
your experience and what you've learned during your wedding years and tell it to somebody that's about to tie the knot, what would it be?
Oh, wedding advice?
Yeah.
Well, some advice I've given to others is, it's a give and take thing. You got to compromise. You got to give a little to get a little, and so forth and so on. But I tell
What are
them
we
that.
talking about there?
Wait a minute. Okay, what I tell them is. There's a lot of jokes that could come out of that, but we'll let that sleeping dog lie. What I tell them is you got to give a little bit more than what you take, and all that you do, you share all these things or whatever, but you always put a little bit more in than what you take out. You share everything, and that way there'll always be plenty of everything for everybody. And you can apply it to all facets of life and living. Give more than you take. Give a little bit more. Be plenty for everybody.
Yeah. Well, I would say know that you can't change anybody. If there's something that concerns you before getting into this marriage, something that that you think that, well, okay, I will just get married, and just by knowing me, by my sheer presence, there's something magical about me that will cause that person to change to the better.
That's true.
It don't happen like that.
No.
No, it makes them change for the worse.
Yeah, by knowing you. Yeah.
By knowing.
You're right. You're sometimes you're setting something in motion that you can't stop. You're opening a Pandora's box. You really don't know anybody until you live with them. I don't care if you dated them 10 years. You're not going to know them until you're actually living with them 24/7.
I think that it is more for women that think they can change a man than men think they can change a woman.
I think you're
I
right.
think a lot of women get married thinking, you know what, he does a lot of this stuff, but when he sees what a wonderful wife I am and how much I love him, he's going to change.
Oh, boy.
But he ain't.
And she don't know the half of it till she gets married to
What
him.
you see is what you get, and it's probably a little bit worse.
Yeah, she didn't know, but there's going to be all these whiskers in the sink, and the toilet lid's going to be left up, and there'll be no paper on the roll, and the cap will be off the toothpaste, and snoring.
There's going to be no money.
And what's wrong with that anyway?
All that good stuff.
Drinking and partying, and Saturday morning there ain't no milk for the baby.
That's right. It happens a lot.
I think that one important thing would be to tell them to always put the lid down.
Do you do that? You put the toilet lid down?
Yeah.
Well, she got you trained
I've learned,
good.
and this is one of the important things I would tell anybody.
What?
Pick your battles.
Yeah.
Pick your battles.
I've never done that.
Don't fret the small stuff. When you talk about the give and take, that's a lot of it. You gotta give a little bit. You ain't always gonna get your way.
True.
Well,
Big things.
There's some things you just got to give into.
Do you put the lid down, Mel?
Well, for a long time, no, but recently, yes.
What? Y'all are whipped.
You know, I just
Y'all
finally
are
gave
whipped.
up. Yeah, I got tired. Well, I got tired of getting whipped.
Oh my! Well, let's not go there. That's another whole area of marriage we're not going to get into. But I have never put the lid down. But on the flip side, my wife has never left it up for me either. She doesn't put it back up when she's
I thought
done. So.
maybe she learned how to use it without the lid down.
Well, I'll tell you
she
what,
might.
if you leave the lid up and then you happen to go in there and have to sit down before anyone else gets in there,
In the dark?
you'll find out why they don't like it left up.
You might change your mind, huh?
My,
You might get a little taste of your own medicine.
Yeah,
that's rough. I've done that.
I don't want one of those midnight baptisms. No, I don't think so.
Yeah. Pry yourself up out of that hole.
I tell anybody too, and I would say, don't keep score.
Don't keep score on what?
Don't keep score.
That's-
Who's right? Who's wrong? Who made mistakes?
Oh yeah.
That's biblical.
You know, don't come up. You know, if you make a mistake, well, you know, yesterday you didn't do this, you didn't do that,
That's
so
right.
today I get to screw up. It's not like that. You know, you don't do that. Don't play the blame game. It's your fault that, you know, that we don't get to go on a cruise this year, or we don't get to do this because you went out and bought a new whatever or
Fishing by
whatever.
a boat or something.
Just don't play it.
No, you can't because you're asking for it. You're setting yourself up for bigger battles than the one you're in right now. And don't be throwing stuff up from 5, 10, 20 years ago. I remember you did this or you did blah, blah, blah. But
Well, that goes more for the women, I think.
you got to let it go. Let it go.
Let it go. There's
Let it
exactly
go.
the thing. Let it go.
That's right.
And don't mention things that they can't change.
Yeah.
Or don't.
Don't dwell on that.
Yeah.
I mean, work with what you got.
You know, my wife,
Which one now?
I'm almost embarrassed
Number
to
one,
say
number
the,
two,
the
number
last
three.
one, the best one.
The best
one.
Oh, he's getting some brownie
The best
points for
one.
I
that.
say
for
the
last.
best for last.
There you go.
Anyway, we tried to memorize, well, we did memorize 1 Corinthians 13, the love chapter.
The love chapter.
Love. Love does not vaunt itself.
Love is a burning thing.
It makes a fiery ring.
Did y'all recite it?
Well, no, we just learned it. We just made a covenant that we would learn the love chapter, you know.
Yeah, and
memorize
and apply it too.
and
right?
apply it. Yeah, and you know, it's pretty neat to have that thing memorized because you say, hey, you know, remember, love don't keep count.
You say that in self-defense, right?
Yeah, it does.
That's why you memorize it.
Say, do nothing out of rivalry or conceit,
That's right.
but in humility consider the other person as important as yourself. I
Right.
tell them to look out only not for your own interests, but for the interests of your spouse.
Yeah, preach it.
Communication is foundational too. If you ain't got that, you don't.
It is.
Not
If you
talking to each
don't.
other for days or weeks at a time, sleeping on the couch and all that. You are asking for it. That's crazy. You
Yeah.
got to have an open line. Of
That's
some
right.
kind.
The only time I sleep on the couch is when she's got a cold and I can't stand the snoring.
Spend a night or two there, but it happens to the best of us.
It was for good reasons.
Well,
The
we're
only
down,
time I have is when my back was messed up.
we're down to 30 seconds, so we'll come back with an if bomb here. It's going to be a good one here. But, anyhow, I'd say marriage was worth it all in the long run.
Yeah.
All the ups and downs. So.
Pretty much.
It's a work in progress. So keep working at it.
Yep.
Get gooder at it.